good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Husband Ready, where we talk about men and women dynamics. And also, we allowed a voice to be given to the audience to ask us questions in regards to men and women dynamics. If you're new to my live, you can reach me at D underscore who knew on Instagram. And you can also reach me on D who knew on YouTube. Definitely like, subscribe, tune in. And we're going to get to these topics today, you guys. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to come on in and wait for our special guest to go ahead and join us live. And then we're going to get started with these topics today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And thank you. Just give it a moment. Go ahead. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first question. I'm gonna get started with answering it, and when they come in, I'm gonna go ahead and ask them the question as well. So the first question that was given to me, it was asked by Rico. He said, "How do you get peace within a relationship or marriage? How do you get peace within a relationship or marriage?" So when I look at as far as in peace, that's the one thing I was looking for when I got married is to have peace. So to me, the best way to be able to get peace in a marriage or relationship is to make sure that you get information from your wife, and just like your wife get information from you. You guys need to see what does it take to be happy in a marriage. You need to get that information from them. So whatever it takes for her to be happy in a marriage, you need to listen for how much time she needs to spend with you, how much money she's going to need, all those types of things, because you have to be able to fulfill your role as a provider. So you need to figure out all those things before you get married on her end. And as a woman, what you need to hear from him is what does he need for you to do to help him meet his full potential, to help him in areas that he is lacking. So if he needs you to be, submissive, he needs you to be cooperative, he needs you to be loyal, those little typical things that men want, you need to listen for those types of things. And also, you got to see where each other boundaries are at. As far as the guy, typically men have their boundaries. Men have their boundaries, whatever their boundaries may be. Every man is different. You need to listen to see what are their boundaries, and are you willing to submit to their boundaries? Or if you're not, then you have to respectfully walk away. And same vice versa. Women have their boundaries as well. You need to listen for what type of boundaries she has, and so you don't overstep those boundaries. If you're not willing to, overstep those boundaries, you gotta let her know, and then see if she's, willing to walk away or she's willing to stay in a relationship. That's what you have to figure out first to really get peace, because that stops a lot of the arguing and stops a lot of the issues, because there is no argument if you have those boundaries in place and you know what it takes to make your spouse happy. And that makes the most conducive marriage is making your spouse happy and going in that route. So that's the first answer in regards to how do you create peace. That's the route that I will go. Let's see here real quick. What's up, Taibu? About to go ahead and let you join in. One of the guests coming in, Taibu. And I'm going ahead and get him that question so we can get to it. Hey, Taibu.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on, family? How you doing, baby?
Pretty good, man. I just gave him a brief rundown. Then I went into the first question, one of the first questions, and just gave my brief answer. And I can go over it with you. I said, how do you get peace within a relationship or marriage?
Okay. You say peace, huh?
Yeah, how do you get peace? Just your opinion, man. We're not perfect. We try our best. What's your idea of how would you get peace in a relationship, or how would you um, get peace if you were to get married? What's your ideas?
Uh, well, I'm not the kind of guy for peace all like that. I want there to be some turmoil. I want there to
Oof.
be some. I want there to be a little bit of jockeying and a little power struggle. I
Oh,
want
you
my
want
wife.
power struggle.
I want my wife to. I want my wife to, because look, I want my wife to challenge me and to push me, and to not let me get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want her to demand more of me, and hopefully thus of herself.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want. I mean, peace. It's like, I'm not saying peace is boring, but I want to have peace of mind knowing that she has my back. Like
Okay.
if it's one thing I say that I'm looking for, is I want that lady that really has my back. I feel like women have told me that they love me in the past, but like if they're not here, they didn't really love me. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
If you leave and you ain't loving, so you know what I'm saying. I mean, because love does conquer all. So if we love it, we can work it out. You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I want that woman that she ain't going nowhere. Now I'm not saying I'm going to treat her bad because she's not. I'm saying I'm going to respect that, but nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
challenge me, push me. So peace of mind that you are mine and that you're with me for real, for real. That's what I'm into. But as far as like going to the house and then not be, get in my face, why you ain't this and this and that. Didn't I tell you to, So it doesn't have to be peace all the time. I want a fiery,
You want some
challenge.
feistiness. You want some
Yeah,
feistiness.
I want to be challenged. You know what I'm saying?
You
Because
want to wrestle with him every now and then. They say hey,
everybody
girl.
out there watching this show right now heard you say that, bro. So we know how you and wifey getting down. You know what I'm saying? That definitely didn't come from me.
Oh my
But look,
goodness.
don't get me wrong, ladies. Don't get me wrong, ladies. If you want a little wrestling match, do a little WWE fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can get that cracking. But I'm just saying, like, keep me on my toes. If I give myself a goal, call me out. Like, how many calls you make this week? Or how many sessions did you do? Or did you get the content for next week? Are you ready for your webinar? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want her to be in my face, be in my business, push me. You know what I'm saying? I'll do the same thing to her for you, ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you become a special one. But yeah, so peace for me. I want peace of mind about what we have. I want peace of mind about what we have, but I don't necessarily have to come into the house and you don't have music playing, you ain't singing, going crazy. It has to be some calm zen. You know what I mean? I come into the crib, you can be in there, have it cracking. You know what I mean? Have a gangster party going. I'll be like, oh shit, I got next. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of woman I really want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Keep it popping.
Now I got a little ringer for you, man. This female wanted to stay anonymous, but she said, should your girlfriend or wife be able to wear anything she wants? Oh, that's a question. That's a question.
In the house, yeah. You know what I'm saying? In the house,
In the house.
In the house,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's it.
In the house, yes, most definitely. In the house, put it on, baby, and flaunt that thing.
So, if she want to go out in some booty shorts, and show off the world her cake, she can't do
that. So
her body, her choice.
So now we're both Christian men, are we not?
Yes.
And the Bible says when a man and woman come together, they two become one flesh, right?
That's true.
So I respect my body. I want her to respect her body. I want to respect her, but I want her to respect my body. You know what I'm saying? So that said, if I have a question about something that she has on, that means that we don't have an understanding about what that is going in. If we get to a point where I'm questioning what she's putting on going out, if I point the thumb at myself, like, okay, because marriage is a huge commitment. Let's just be real about this.
Yeah.
If you're just seeing somebody or in a living situation or something like that, you haven't made that marriage level commitment, you really don't have no say so.
Mm. But you say you have to say so when you're married.
When you when you married, just off the fact that the commitment's supposed to be mutual, you know, I wouldn't expect my wife to not at least ask me what I think about something if it's questionable in her mind.
Okay.
If she has no filter, now don't get me wrong, your wife, whether she's, you know, 34, 26, 34, or she's a BBW, you know what I'm saying? You can still wear revealing stuff. There are a lot of BBWs out there that have nice breasts or nice thick thighs, and you know,
or be wearing the wrong clothes.
So my thing is this: let's be honest, ladies. Would you vex your husband with your outfit that you're wearing to any event at all? Would you really vex him like that? Would you really make that an issue between you and your husband about how you're dressing when you leave the house? Because if that's the case, then why did you say that you want to be married and joined to somebody in the first place? That should never be an issue. You know, it should never be an issue, Delon. Now, for people who are just dating or seeing somebody or something like that, you saying something because you haven't made that commitment yet, so you ain't like it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. You just saying something because you haven't locked it down the right way. And you're insecure about what might happen when she gets looks from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's a man's insecurity to talk about what a female has on, all like that. As a married
that's
couple,
a man's insecurity.
If they're not married, dude, you
if
insecure.
They're not married.
Yeah, if you're not married, dude, you just insecure, bro. Let's just be real about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't if you haven't walked her down the aisle to having to hold and protect and provide all that stuff like that, bro, you basically an insecure dude. You know what I'm saying? You Mason Puff Daddy get that song "Jealous Guys." You're a jealous guy in the town. Play that song. You YouTube that song "Jealous Guys" by Mason Puff Daddy.
So I guess I gotta I want to say I got a little bit of a different perspective.
Sure.
Should your
about the
girlfriend
marriage
or wife
versus not being married, or
no, both. My stance is for both. Should your girlfriend or wife be able to wear anything she wants? So I'm gonna answer, then I'm gonna offer context. Because when I answer, all the women will be like, "Yay!" But no, I have context. So I believe yes. If your girlfriend or wife should be able to, you know, wear whatever she wants, right? But a woman is, to offer context, a woman is in control of herself, right? And a man is in control of himself, right? So women have boundaries, men have boundaries, right? So on that aspect, we're equal. Let's say on that aspect, they have boundaries, we have boundaries. They have control of themselves, we have control of ourselves. So we both have that. So this is the catch to that. What I say that you can have, because this is your body, this is your choice. Now, I have control over myself and I have boundaries. So if my boundary as a man is, hey, I don't want you to go out in provocative clothing like booty shorts, anything of that nature. I don't want you to do that. That's your choice if you want to respect my boundaries or not. You could choose to say, yes, you want to respect my boundaries, or you could choose to say, no, I don't want to respect your boundaries and I want to go out. But for every action demands a reaction. So if you choose not to respect my boundaries, then I could choose not to give the commitment. So let's say if me and you in a relationship and you choose not to respect my boundaries, a lot of men do this. If you choose not to respect that man's boundaries, hey wife, what he's gonna do is he's gonna still sleep with you. He gonna understand that you're not respecting his boundaries. He gonna still sleep with you. Men typically they're gonna still do what they're gonna do regardless. You know what I mean? So okay, we're gonna sleep with each other, stuff like that. Yeah, we can talk, but he's not gonna put a ring on it. That's just what it is.
Right.
He's not gonna give you that marriage.
Right.
So and if you're married and you know you set that boundary up front and you let her know, yeah, hey, you know, I don't want you to go out that way.
Right.
If you respect your man, you won't go out that way because he's not trying to control. He's not being controlling. He's just letting you know what his boundaries are. Now, if you respect them, you will adhere to those boundaries. If you disrespect them and you go out there, then now I have complete right to leave you because you're disrespecting my boundaries and you're disrespecting me as a man. Remember, I always say Respect is very important. Respect is very important. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that you covered my point with respect.
Yeah.
I think the respect thing has to be paramount, like for real. Like it has to be without question the key anchor to the relationship.
Oh, of course.
And that's why I simply said, I mean, our show is called Husband Ready because I really believe, I was trying to see if I couldn't get it like in the thing. I was trying to work on it. I was rushing around. Like I'm so busy trying to get my thoughts together for everybody for this show. Like I was just doing that instead of getting my position. I'm gonna have my positioning so I can have my other Twitch and Facebook people with me,
yeah,
and see the split screen. We'll get this thing together. Delonte and I have big plans for Husband Ready.
Of course.
Ready for that, including the webinar. We're gonna have a relationship webinar at the end of this month. We're trying to decide the very last weekend or the very last day, whatever. We're gonna figure it out. But we're gonna have a relationship webinar for you guys to join in with us and have a deep discussion, learn some things from Delonte. He's a very conscientious brother about all the topics of relationships. He's a married man. He has a good idea on financials, all that stuff. So we're going to lay some things out there. Me personally, I'm going to give you guys the gut punch, 1, 2. I'm out here dating. I'm out here seeing what's happening. And we all know what's going on. So, but that being said, as far as,
good,
yeah, that being said, I think that a woman's not husband ready if she still wants to go out the house in revealing clothing.
So
I'm gonna just buckshot it. If you're gonna go outside the house, and when I say revealing, I'm talking about the skirt. We don't know how many inches that really is, or the cut of the dress or the shirt, how much breast is actually showing. So if you still want to have a desire to reveal yourself in public on that level, I don't think you're husband ready.
So I do have, it depends on the guy, because that certain guys' boundaries might not be that. It's just guys have to be okay with determining what their boundaries are. If you're not okay with that, you need to be able to voice that. Now, if she chooses to continue to move forward, then she doesn't have respect for you. Leave her alone. It's not that deep. And that's why you have to build yourself up as a man to build your value, so you can be able to say no, and you don't have to accept those things. We don't have to get married. We don't
It's
have
a
to
red
be in a
flag.
relationship.
It's a red flag.
That's a red flag for a lot of men, but not. I can't say all though. Majority, but not all. Some of them might not care. Now, if they don't care,
so fine. Whether the man cares about her being revealing or not, and that's a very small population of men.
That is, I agree.
You talk about how marriage is about the family, the kids, propagation, and build. So you might want to see their mama on social media out in the club, you know what I'm saying, with a video vixen dress on, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a good look, bro. So I'm saying the bottom line is if she desires to really just be out there when revealing clothing because that's how she wants to express sexiness, she's just, in my opinion, she's not husband ready. I would say just stamp that, pass it by. Leave her at the bus stop.
And I do have to say, majority of men agree with you. I mean, I'm not gonna say I agree with you. I'm not. I have boundaries like that. I don't do the whole revealing clothing, going out and stuff of that nature. That's one of my boundaries. So, and my wife respects my boundaries, and it just depends on, like I said, your relationship. But like I said, women have the privilege to live in those type of fairy tales because men typically come to them. So since men are approaching them, they could try to dictate how they want to in those situations. But the thing about it is, if you want a ring, if you want that ring, you're gonna have to follow the guy's boundaries, because men control the access to marriage, and women only control the access to sex, and that's just the reality.
Yeah, I mean that was a powerful one. Y'all better listen to my man Delonte when he talk, man. You know what I'm saying? He's giving y'all parameters and guidelines, man. And let me tell you something. everything you see around you started with a conversation.
That's true.
Let's not forget that. Everything, the roads, the bridges, the skyscrapers, everything you see around you was engineered and structured a certain specific way, and you enjoy the beauty of it. If you want to have a beautiful relationship with somebody, it's gonna have to begin with a righteous, real conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need that. And then this is going to be the topic of the day. This is when we really get down to the nitty gritty. Does average women want average men? Now, before you answer, I'm going to tell you what's considered the average man in the United States according to the Census Bureau. So, average man will be a man that's 5'8", making roughly between $40,000 and $51,000 a year. That's the average guy on paper. Okay? So, do the average woman, which the average woman is probably like 5'5". If you care to know how much they make, it's roughly between $30,000 and $40,000 a year. And a little, let's say, not necessarily height, weight proportionate, but according to the BMI, is overweight. So you know how some women are thick. We say that they thick, but they might not have no stomach. They kind of thick, but the BMI would say that they overweight. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's the average woman.
right.
That's the average woman, because right now we're living in a technically obese world. Does that average woman want the average man?
In my opinion,
It's tough.
In my opinion, and don't shoot the messenger.
No, definitely not.
ladies, you're not gonna bag Jay-Z. You're not gonna bag Jay. Let me tell you something. Even if people tell you you look like Beyonce, you're not her. You're not gonna bag Jay.
Yeah.
So what I found is women with their nose in the air, like, you have to be coming like this and coming like that and whatever, whatnot. Like, I got kids and this and that. You ain't trying to take care of us. Like, it's the most ridiculous phenomenon ever. So I do not think that the average woman views herself as average. Therefore, she's not comfortable with the average man.
Oh, that's tough to say. Like, yeah, the average woman, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We run into women all the time, and a lot of these women that are considered average, they don't view themselves as average. That's the catch. They don't view themselves as average. And we got to think about majority of women, what's average on the sexual marketplace? Average on the sexual marketplace is really on a scale through 1 to 10 is about averages to us. Average is probably like between a 5. It's probably about between a 5 and an 8, to be honest, because we see a lot of those out there, 5 and 8 looking wise. And money, the thing about it is your resources don't have a great impact on relationship status when it comes to relationships with guys. So a lot of these women are average, but they don't know they're average because they might be college educated, or they might make a little bit more money.
If they in school, it's like they superstars. If you in school to be a nail tech or a dental assistant, or if you in school to be whatever it is you in school to be, you haven't graduated, you haven't landed your career position.
Yeah.
You ain't done nothing. You being in school you're not gonna bag Jay in school.
But they deserve a high value man. That's the catch. That's where we kind of miss each other a little bit at. So I'm not gonna lie. So I don't think that the average woman wants the average man. And I read a study earlier today that was published at Cornell University that majority of women find majority of men economically unattractive. And that's because
you want somebody to take care of you. I don't mean to cut you off, but ladies,
no.
You can't come into a relationship with baggage. You can't have this man's kids or that man's kids, or you can't not have no kids and be almost 50, but be like that how it was supposed to really plan itself out. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like, this is the most. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna laugh about the other
Dallas,
part of this study.
Dallas has some of the most delusional women I've ever met in my whole.
It's not just Dallas. Let me say that that's not Dallas. You're saying
Dallas.
Dallas.
I'm in Dallas. So I'm calling you ladies out. You're a mess.
You know, I lived in a few different states.
Me too.
A lot of women are delusional on. Actually, got this delusional calculator for Fresh and Fit. That's weighted from the Census Bureau, and I had a few people take it. And a lot of women. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Every single woman I've ever had take it showed them that they were delusional for the type of men that they were looking for. In the United States, it was just flat delusional. We didn't even talking about Texas. We're talking about in the United States. So a lot of them, they have a lot of unrealistic expectations, but in their mind, since they, can sleep with these higher value men and can be around these higher value men, they can retain them. But that's just not the case.
Let me tell you something. I know this for a fact because I'm living and I'm dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Younger women, when you achieve your own apartment, you can't like have a messy apartment or you can't be messy and bring a guy over there and expect him not to judge you based on how you keep the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no, everything speaks. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So you want to make it seem like I should do this and this and that for you, sugar daddy, whatever, whatnot. But you literally are living trifling. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just things. It's just things that you could have in place that you don't. And then women, if you're older, if you're 35 and older, let's be honest. You're single because you have some issues. And the reason I say is because you know better. Oh, yeah, you know better. By the time you're 35, you know better. If you know yourself well enough to know either you're going to finally go ahead and stop trying to make a man do what you want him to do and actually be humble enough and wise enough to pick a good man and follow his lead, or you going to keep playing and whining to everybody and being that victim mentality person like, oh, there ain't no good man out here. It's slim pickings out here. We outnumber them out here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, quit it. Stop it. You're a mess. Young ladies, old women, y'all a mess. You're a mess. Check the program out. You're a mess. We get that thing cleaned up. Go ahead.
It's really that they price themselves out the market, because you have to think about it. And this study also points out that women typically want a man that makes 58% more than them. So whatever they make, majority of women want 58% more than them. Majority of men that are married to women, they make 58% more than their spouse. Those are men that's married. They typically make 58% more than their spouse. And typically that's what women are looking for. That's why you always hear the woman say that she might want a man that makes over $100,000 a year, because they want somebody to make at least that amount more than them. So if they make it $30,000 a year, they want you to make at least like $38,000. I mean, they want you to make at least like $68,000 a year. So, like I said, it's getting harder. And then you got to think about it. Like you said that they when they get 35, they should know better. But it's not even just that. They're priced themselves out the market once they get around 35. Because you got to think about it. They're more educated. They make more money at that age. And also they're starting to age compared to what men like. There was also a study done. I got to look it up. Majority of men like women between the ages, I believe it's 18 through 25. And that's probably because that's their youthful period. That's when they're prettiest, the youngest. That's when they're more willing to acclimate to your program. So that's probably why men typically like that. But there's a study out there that shows that. So that's the issues that they're running into.
I don't mean to cut you off. I've heard something like it. But let's stay with the finances. I want to keep it real with y'all. Ladies, if you want me to make 58% more than you and take care of you and that revert, you better look 58% better than me. And that's going to be hard to do because I'm swole. I work out. So you got to look 58% better than me, or that's a ratio. That ratio don't work for me. If you got hanging in you know, you try to tuck it in and put the girdle on. Nah, you ain't gonna get my 58% more. I'm just being real with you. I don't mind the mentality that I want a man to be able to protect and provide from any woman that I date or see as a nice, you know, person. But I just think that I think the word's asinine. I think it's asinine, ladies, to look at yourself in the mirror, to not address what you see, but then put stuff on it and go out and try to address me about what I should be making and have to be with you. I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's a pretty crazy thing going on.
Well, what's
And
supposed to correlate with
go
that?
ahead.
What's to what you saying was supposed to correlate to that was how a woman physically look. If she's more physically attractive, she should be able to typically she should be able to get more higher value men pursuing her. The thing about it is they don't know how to retain them. They don't know what qualities that they need to bring to retain them, and that's the
Mm,
issues that a lot of women are running into. Uh, pretty women, they say pretty women have it the hardest because they get so many suitors coming at them, and they picking through all the suitors, but they get ran through because they don't know how to retain them. They give them the sex and say, hey, yeah, you know, that you're qualified. I want you. But the guy, you know, sleep with them and leave them alone because they're not adding value to that man's life. They don't even know how to add value to that man's life.
I have to get on, take this on the roll. I'm gonna cut my camera off.
Oh,
But
okay.
the show's called Husband Ready. So as far as retention is concerned, Delonte, break it down for the women about how to give that value. Break it down to them real quick.
All right, I got you. So let's say to add value beyond sex, because you have to say beyond sex because it's either before sex or after sex. You have to find some form or fashion way
All right.
to add value.
All right.
You have to let me say way. You have to find some form of fashion, a way to add value. And there's so many different ways to add value to a man's life. You have to take time to learn that man. And the thing about it is a lot of women don't want to take time. If you choose not to have sex with that man, don't choose to go on a lot of dates with him. Choose to do uh free dates, cheap dates, so you can get to learn that man. So you show that you're not just after his income, even though you might know that he makes a lot of money and stuff of that nature. Go on dates where you get a chance to really get to know him, and then that way you're not exchanging sex sex for value because pretty much what it comes down to is after he has sex with you, he's immediately trying to see what value you add to him. And if you're not adding value, then he's pretty much gone as far as a relationship wise. And he want to see, hey, are you willing to be cool with his boundaries? If you're not good with the boundaries that he's offering, then you might have to leave because what's going to happen is you're going to come into this rotation. Guys are not going to just tell you, hey, um, you didn't respect my boundaries, so I'm out. Or so you're not adding value, so I'm out. What they're gonna do is they're gonna sleep with you, and then they're gonna continue to sleep with you. And if you're not adding value, that's all it's gonna be. There ain't gonna be no ring at the end of the tunnel. You might find yourself in a 5 to 7 year relationship thinking that y'all eventually going to get married, but there's something that you're lacking that he's telling you, but you're not accepting because he's trying not to argue. He's telling you, hey, I don't want you to go out to the club. That's one of his boundaries. You say, man, I don't know who you talking about. I'm gonna go out here and have fun with my girls night, doing all that. And and a lot of women, a lot of men are not cool with that, with you going out, having those girl nights and doing those things. So you got to make a decision. You got to make sure if you want to stay with that man because he's going to continue to sleep with you and not offering you any type of relationship. That's the thoughts. That's the thoughts. Let me get him that accept. Sorry about that. Sorry, people coming back. But yeah, that's the route that we gotta go. That's the route we gotta go. So really, the whole point of this live is to get men and women back on the same page. So men can be husband ready and women can be ready to be wives. Because right now, women currently right now they're not ready to be a wife, but they want to be a wife. They're not exuding the qualities that a lot of men are looking for. So majority of men are looking for just the simple things like being feminine, meaning you're not over here trying to be a guy, trying to um, be competitive with me and saying, hey man, I got more money than you, stuff of that nature. You out here trying to be a lady. You're cool with a guy opening the door for you every now and then. You're cool with a guy, taking out the garbage or opening your door. You're cool with those type of things. You're not trying to overstep your boundaries. You're not trying to be rude. You're not trying to be disrespectful. You're not trying to loud talk him or be argumentative. You're not trying to do those things. You fit more into a feminine role. And men like women who at least are cooperative to a certain extent or submissive, meaning y'all can have conversation about everything. Have a conversation, but allow them to make the decision. You know, if you respect that man and you know that man has your best interest at heart, and you already know that he has value because you already scoped him out. You end up learning his qualities. You went out on dates. You know that he has some form of value, have some form of money, and you do have respect for him. Then let him lead. There should not be any arguments or anything of that nature. When he said, "Hey, this is the route that we're going. This is what we need to do. This is what I need you to wear because we're going on a date here." Follow the instructions. Move in order. Because if you don't, he's going to see that. Men see those issues. They might not say nothing to you right then and there, but they see it. I think that's where the biggest thing comes from. I don't think a lot of women notice that guys pay attention to those things or even see those things or even care the fact that they see those things. Because women are so quick to, in those type of situations, let me just go ahead and leave because I could find a man that's better than the man that's currently right here because I have men pursuing me all the time. But the one thing you have to realize, how you know a man really cares about you is when he sets boundaries. If a man sets boundaries, that means he cares. So that's what you have to get in your mind. Hey, this man set this boundary. He cares about me. He really truly cares about me. So that's what you have to view. Give me a second. Let me see if he's back. Okay, I got another question. Can women accept a lower expectation? Meaning, would they be willing to settle? Um, I do not believe nowadays women are willing to settle, not for marriage, maybe a relationship here and there because they see potential, but not for marriage. The reason why I'm saying that, I see women all day coming and going. They mess with guys that they know aren't any good, at least not any good right now, and they mess with them just in the meantime, hoping that it's gonna evolve into something better. Um, so they do that, but those tend to not those relationships tend to not evolve into a marriage because typically if the man is proposing that the woman don't the woman that she's with don't want to accept that ring because she know that he's not qualified to be her husband. And also, the man that she typically wants, she's not qualified for. So women typically don't want to settle when it comes to marriage. Women want to at least have someone that is already move-in ready, or at least close to it, at least very, very close to it. And they might need a help here and there, very, very close to it. So I don't believe women typically are ready to settle. Even in my relationship, if I speak to my relationship, I don't think me or my wife were willing to settle on our boundaries. I think that's the biggest thing. We had different boundaries, we had different qualifications, and me and my wife, we definitely wasn't willing to settle. My wife told me what did she need to be happy, and she let me know what her boundaries were. And I heard her, and then after I was fully capable of being able to and act on those things, I let her know what my boundaries were and my qualifications. What do I need to be happy? And then she was willing to submit to those things. And that's how we were able to at least move forward with the engagement because she was willing to respect my boundary and respect me as a man. Now, I don't say she loved me all the time because I can, of course, make my wife mad, but she definitely respects me. And I love my wife to death. She loved me to death. It's just, we always, in every relationship, we are not always going to see eye to eye, but I still lead our household. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but I still lead our household. I still make the decisions, and she still, goes with me with the decisions that I make. Now, is she gonna be happy about all decisions? No, no woman in the world is gonna be happy with every decision that you make. But you gotta do what you can with what you have. You gotta do what you can. You have to, if you respect the man and you understand where he's coming from, you're gonna follow him and say, hey, that man is going in the right direction. So that's the route I'm going on this. And let me check. We do have another question here. Let me go ahead. That was just sent in to me. Let me check it out real quick. Give me one moment, you guys. Here we go. I think I answered this already. Should women have sex on the first date? Um, that's that one depends. It just depends on the woman. It's whenever that you should whenever you're prepared to start adding value. And again, the question was, should women have sex on the first date? Typically, in case you guys don't know, majority of men, this probably, I don't know if women don't know this, majority of men, when they go on a date with women, they typically are looking for sex. They're not trying to be straightforward with it and say, hey, I'm out here. Well, some men do. I'm out here, I want sex. But majority of men, they're not going out on a date with you for your personality. They don't know you. So they're looking at your beauty and they're like, hey, I do want to sleep with her. How long it's going to take to be able to sleep with her? And afterwards, they try to see what's good, y'all, if it's worth it. So y'all have to take that into context. That men, a lot of men look at it that way, like they want to have sex. That's just what it is. But so if the man is qualified and you do qualify the man, I say if you choose to have sex on the first day or you choose to wait, just prepare to add value to that man's life after you have sex. Even on my video, if you checked out my YouTube channel, I even told that me and my wife, we didn't have sex for the first 9 months. Now, uh, with that particular situation, she wanted to be celibate. That's for her spiritual reasons. I did not want to be celibate, so I let her go ahead and do her thing. She didn't like me all the time very much because I wasn't with the whole celibacy thing. I was not in agreement with that, and I wasn't going to be celibate. That just wasn't my thing. So me and her disagreed on that. But I still let her, come around. We still kicked it every now and then, stuff of that nature. I just looked at things as asset and liabilities back then. I still look at things as asset and liabilities now, but to me, she at the time she wasn't offering me any type of value in my life because in my head back then, if we weren't having sex, what type of value would we bring? And she even say, well, I got conversation, we can converse, we could talk about anything, we could bond that way, energy, all those types of things. But in my head, I can have conversations with my friends. I can keep with my friends. We could do more together. Me and my guys, like, no, I want sex. That's how I looked at it. I was just a little bit more transparent than a lot of other guys in regards to that. But she still stuck around, even though she didn't like me all the time. And she got a chance to learn me as a person. She got a chance to learn me as a person. So that really helped without me, taking out all my resources, taking out on a whole bunch of dates and stuff of that nature, not spending my any resources. So ever since then, after she got a chance to actually learn me, when we did time, when we did take time to take that step, she added value immediately and the way I needed her to add value. That's the catch because she was able to learn me. Like I didn't need money. I didn't need her to give me money or gifts. At the time, I didn't necessarily have any business that I needed her to help me with. The basic thing that I needed right then and there is somebody to help me organize what I had going on in my life and someone who could cook. I needed to eat. Like I was eating out all the time, spending almost $1,000 eating out. And she cooked for me in the morning, cleaned up, organized. And I was like, dang, I got to keep you around because it was everything that I needed. It was everything that I needed. And she continues to add value in my life. She's doing it right now as my wife, and she's going to continue to do it in the future and constantly add value. As a woman, you need to add value to the point that you are irreplaceable, that you cannot be replaced. Now, you have guys out there. You have women out there that are scared that they add so much value to a man's life that he goes out and cheat and messes with other women and stuff of that nature. I'm gonna be very transparent with you. Majority of guys, men, it's men like variety. That's just what it is. That's the best way I can say it. Men like variety. It has nothing to do with you. You have did nothing wrong. The reason why he's sleeping with that other woman has nothing to do with you. Having sex with another woman is like taking a piss for a guy. That's just what it is. It's men like variety. The thing about it, what you have to make sure is he's not accessing his resources towards these other women. Because a man shows his commitment with his security and provision. So meaning he's paying your bills and he's providing for you and protecting and willing to die for you. That's how he shows security for you. He does if he start doing that for somebody else, that boy is gone from that relationship. Hey Taibu, I'm gonna go ahead and get you back in here. Go ahead. It's good. Let me go ahead and give me a quick moment, y'all. Invite. I just sent you the invite. But yeah, a guy shows his commitment through security and provisioning. So you have to think about those types of things when it comes to the confines of a relationship. Um, in my experience, my thing is I just stay too busy to exercise any type of options. I stay busy. I work a lot. I do podcasts. Like I said, I do security work. I'm an account executive. I stay way too busy, so I don't have time to do those types of things. So I'm focused more on my pockets, building my wealth, building my empire for my children, for my legacy. That's what I'm focused on. I don't have time to focus on women. That's that's why, as far as a lot of guys, why I want to preach to guys, as far as the building their value and being on their purpose, because if they're on their purpose, it's going to inherently make them more attractive. Now, if they single on their purpose, it's going to bring a lot more women around, and then they can start dictating what they need, what their boundaries are. They can start dictating those things. I'm going to say it to you again, Taibu. Yeah, got you. I got you in here, bro.
All right, all right.
Yeah, you catch me in there. The question was should women have sex on the first date?
Oh, that was the question.
Yes. Did I
Should
surprise you?
they?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me be honest. Let me be honest. A woman should have sex on the first date if she's right.
I'm back.
Uh,
My bad, dog.
yeah. Well, I'm saying two things. I said she should if it's two things in place. One, that she can emotionally handle. That might be all it is. So if you haven't had sex in a long time, ladies, and he's checking off enough of the boxes for you to go ahead and go with it, then I say
Mhm.
yeah. The second thing is, please, please, please go to his house or get a hotel. Don't bring him back to your crib because he might get that good and be a stalker. So if you're gonna have sex on the first night, at least have that boundary to where he doesn't know where you stay, or
Mhm.
where you work. Like, don't bring stuff like that up in your conversation. Oh yeah, I work at what's it called now? Because you might give him that good, and he now feels like it's his.
Mm.
So have those two things. If you have those two things in place, emotionally you can deal with it just being just that, just the sex on.
I just lost you.
My bad. If you're sure you gave him a fake name and he don't know how to get a hold of you, can't show up at your job or at your house, then yeah, I would say go ahead. Why not? Have a good time. So yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
outside of those two things, both of them have to be in place. Outside of those two things, I would say if you like the guy a lot, not having sex on the first night isn't going to make him like you the way you want to like him. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely something that you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you make out so much that he knows you want to have sex with him and that you feel him that way, and then you don't have sex. Now it becomes a game, and I'm telling you, if you come into a situation playing games, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a game played with you too. So yeah, I would definitely say consider if you're not gonna have sex on the first night, don't go through the make out process, please,
Okay.
because because because
Now,
because brothers don't want to be hot and bothered, and that's
that's
not a good
true.
look. Go
That's
ahead,
true.
go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna say. So for these last 2 minutes, I'm gonna let the viewers. Y'all can ask any question that y'all want to me or Taibu or both of us. You guys, any questions, and then we're gonna go ahead and answer them for these last 10 minutes. If anybody have anything,
Yes,
see
holler at
here.
us. Let us know if you
Yeah,
feel
let
like
us
your husband
know.
ready. If you feel like your husband ready and you aren't getting much action, get in there and tell us about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
how you look for that special someone is just as important as finding them. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Hmm.
I can't say the where. Should it be online? Should it be in the church? Should it be in the club? I'm just saying how you look for that person is just as important as to find them as anything else. So yeah, jump on there.
Yeah, I'm looking to see anybody drop anything yet. Yeah, because that was all the questions that was just recently sent to me. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you at, Taibu.
Well, I'm at Taibu Two Rise here on Instagram. I also broadcast live from my Swag Don page, SWAGG Swag Don page, 2 words on
Hmm.
Facebook, and I'm also at the Messiah Movement on Twitch.tv/Messiah Movement. Correct spelling for both words. But look, I'm on Calendly.com/HB Impressive. If you want relationship advice, I'm gonna type it in here in the comment section so you have it. If you want a continued care coaching program for your relationship, you can get that on patreon.com/HB Impressive. Look out for the upcoming book this Valentine's Day. There's Freedom in Rejection. I'm going to drop that for you. And like I said, look out for us to post the actual date and time for
Hmm.
our first official Husband Ready webinar. We'll give y'all a chance to invest in yourselves in your dating search or whatever. We'll get on there for a good hour or so, and we'll be accessible to you guys, and we'll teach you some tips and some tools to help you be more successful in relationships or finding one.
Okay, okay. So I am gonna put this on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, D Who Knew. I am gonna put all his links gonna be in the description below on that YouTube channel. Definitely like, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Husband Ready. We do appreciate you. Me and Taibu appreciate you. We do this every Thursday at 9 p.m. You can't say who knew when I'm telling you the truth. My name is Delonte, and we out.
Peace.